Wrestling fans, this coming Sunday, live on WWE Network, we will all be watching the 32nd annual Royal Rumble. This coming Sunday, we will all be watching the second biggest pay-per-view on WWE's calendar year. This coming Sunday, wrestling fans, we will all be watching in anticipation to see what layout WWE has in store for us for the main event of WrestleMania 35. This coming Sunday, we all are going to see if we will see the Beast, Brock Lesnar, versus the Demon, Finn Balor, or we will see a version of David versus Goliath in the Beast Brock Lesnar versus the regular Finn Balor that we see every single Monday night. We will see Daniel Bryan versus the phenomenal AJ Styles with the WWE Championship on the line. Asuka defending the SmackDown Live Women's Championship against Becky Lynch. Ronda Rousey defends her Raw Women's Championship against Sasha Banks. All that plus so much more we will be covering right here on this podcast. First things first, you all know what to do. I'm not even going to go into everything because you know to subscribe and follow me on all the social media websites, which are Facebook and Twitter. If you don't know how to get to them by typing in at 2007 Webby. That will take you straight to them. And it would be much appreciated if you follow me on those. But now, let's dive right into the Royal Rumble card. First thing, the pre-show. And what we are seeing on the pre-show is Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev Day for the United States Championship. Now, will it be a great, glorious, fantastic, joyous Rusev Day again? Or will Shinsuke Nakamura reclaim the United States Championship? Quite frankly, I don't see Shinsuke reclaiming the gold again. And quite frankly, this is not a matchup anybody I can see being invested in, which is why it's on the pre-show. They did not even give it a build this past Tuesday. Nakamura wasn't on TV and Rusev wasn't on TV. Lana wasn't even on TV to help promote it. So, I mean, this is just filler for the 2-hour-long pre-show that they are going to be having this coming Sunday. Will it be a good contest? I'm sure. The last time Rusev and Nakamura was inside the squared circle, they had good chemistry together. So, I'm sure they will again. But am I expecting any title change here? Absolutely not. The Cruiserweight Championship is on the line as Buddy Murphy defends the title against Akira Tozawa, Kalisto, Hideo Itami in a fatal 4-way matchup. Should be a great contest. Every time they put the Cruiserweights out there on pay-per-view spot and give them a good time slot, they knock our socks off. Now, I really wish they would have given them some time on the main show. Right now, it's not scheduled for the main show. It's scheduled for the pre-show. These guys deserve to be on the main show, if you ask me, because you're going to have 4 hours for the main show. I understand 2 hours is going to be for 2 Royal Rumble matches. But cruiserweight action, don't have time to give the cruiserweights at least 15 minutes. I mean, after all, that's pretty much what you're going to give them on the pre-show anyway. And how many people really watch the pre-show? Unless you are a die-hard hardcore fan, you're not watching the pre-show. So cruiserweights should have gotten some time on the main show if they end up getting stuck on the pre-show. And quite frankly, if you're trying to expose the cruiserweights to more of the people that watch only on Monday and Tuesdays, you have to stick them on the main show. SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships are on the line as We Are the Bar. Sheamus and Cesaro defend the titles against The Miz and Shane McMahon. Is anybody truly invested in this contest? If you are, please let me know in the comments below. I know I'm not. I'm not because I know where this is headed. This is headed to Shane and The Miz winning the tag team championships, and then The Miz turning on Shane McMahon, and we are getting The Miz versus Shane WrestleMania. That's it. I'm not too invested in that. You had something going, WWE, with all the tag teams for a few weeks, and you could have built that to some type of huge first time ever with all the tag teams at the Royal Rumble. Instead, you toss the Good Brothers, you toss Sanity, you toss the Colognes, you toss everybody back onto the shelf or not on TV, and just have The Miz and Shane McMahon challenge the Bar one week, and the Bar knocks their heads off and accepts. Okay, whatever. The Miz and Shane are going to be victorious in this contest. Asuka defends the SmackDown Live Women's Championship against Becky Lynch. This very interesting matchup, very interesting dynamics, all could be played in this match. Can see it going both ways. Honestly, if Asuka wins, Becky Lynch is going to be in the Royal Rumble match for the women. If Asuka wins. Now, if Asuka wins and Becky Lynch goes to the Royal Rumble match for the women, I see a 1994 scenario of Lex Luger and Bret Hart with Charlotte and Becky Lynch. What will happen? They both go over. They both win the Royal Rumble. After they both win the Royal Rumble, they both challenge Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship. Why? They both have heat with Ronda Rousey still. They are still teasing being in the main event of WrestleMania already. Charlotte has already claimed that she has put bruises and still is complimenting herself for doing that and things of that nature. Becky Lynch says she only has one thing on her mind, and that is being in the main event of WrestleMania, and she should have had that spot at the Survivor Series and could have done a better job than Charlotte to Ronda Rousey. So they both have a target on Ronda Rousey's back, so to speak. And Ronda Rousey helped Asuka get the gold at TLC. So, if Becky Lynch wins, however, what does that mean? Charlotte's in the Royal Rumble matchup. Charlotte wins. The queen of the WWE is the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble. Okay. Kind of seen this coming for a long time. Charlotte has to make her way over to Monday Night Raw somehow if WWE wants Charlotte to go to Raw. If not, they could keep her on SmackDown. With Becky Lynch as the SmackDown Live Women's Champion as well. And they combine both championships at WrestleMania and make one women's champion. Because you have to remember, wrestling fans, the women's division is getting tag team championships. And they are only getting one tag team championship. They're not getting one for Raw and SmackDown. Does it really make sense for the women's division to have one on Raw and one on SmackDown and only one set of tag team titles? No, it doesn't. Especially with Fox wanting Ronda Rousey once SmackDown goes to Fox in October. Titles have to be combined. Just the way I'm looking at it. Y'all let me know in the comments below what you think about everything that I just laid out for you. Speaking of women's championships, though, the Raw Women's Championship, Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks. Now, I know I just laid out my prediction that I think Ronda Rousey pretty much guaranteed is going to beat Sasha Banks. However, when it comes to the build about this matchup, I really think it has been lackluster at best. And I think that's a shame. I think it's a miscarriage of justice. I think WWE has treated Sasha Banks' time, even if it is just a filler for the Royal Rumble, as the number one contender, horribly. And I think a lot of wrestling fans out there would agree with me. There hasn't been a lot of promos. It's been just simply matches. And quite frankly, Sasha Banks and Ronda Rousey just going out there and having promos would have been great. Sasha Banks could have had a matchup with somebody else. She could have cut a promo on Ronda Rousey. Bam! Ronda Rousey could have responded. Ronda Rousey could have cut a promo on Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks could have responded to it. Sasha Banks could have wrestled somebody, or vice versa. Bam! Good build to it. No. What does WWE do? Stick them in a tag team matchup. Honestly, I did not even want to watch that main event of Monday Night Raw this past Monday. I mean, WWE gives stuff away way too much. I understand it's the nature of wrestling these days because a lot of people demand the best out of the wrestling companies. But You cannot always give out your big time matches that you're going to see that coming Sunday at the pay-per-view. It takes away the speciality, and that is what you did with Sasha Banks and Ronda Rousey. You did it enough times with Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey. Not saying that many people really cared, but that's beside the point. Anyway, now that I'm done ranting about that, let's move on. The WWE Championship is on the line. Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. Outside of the women's division, this is by far the best thing WWE has been producing. Daniel Bryan calling all the fans fickles. Daniel Bryan saying that AJ Styles is doing nothing more but shoving all of AJ Styles merchandise down the fans' throats and hot dogs down the fans' throats, and saying that the fans are fat and slobs and things of that nature out in the concession stand. AJ Styles, this new attitude, new style that Vince McMahon is trying to pull out of him, which I seriously think that is leading to more than just this rivalry with Daniel Bryan. I think it's leading to what's to come. Possibly his match at WrestleMania, which the Viper, okay? Now, these guys going back and forth, brawling almost every week, whether it's in the concession stand, out in the ring, outside the ring, busting tables, things of that nature, in the fans, all over the place. Should be a great contest this coming Sunday. Who will win? It's a very good question, very good dynamic. If AJ Styles wins, whether he wins or loses, I still think he's going to face Randy Orton, as I keep on saying. If Daniel Bryan wins, numerous superstars he could face. You got Mustafa Ali. You got Rey Mysterio that he could face. Numerous superstars. Shawn Michaels. If Shawn Michaels decides to come out of retirement again for WrestleMania, who knows? But Jeff Hardy, wait and see what happens going into WrestleMania season. But whether Daniel Bryan wins or loses, he should have a promising future going into WrestleMania season. And AJ Styles should have a promising future going into WrestleMania season too. Can't wait to see what happens. But it all should look more clear this coming Sunday, what we're going to see. The Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor. WWE, if you're smart, you'll give us a demon. If you're smart, you'll give us a demon. There's a side note here. Okay, there's a side note here about Finn Balor. Now, look, I didn't have to read this report to know that Finn Balor is not going to win this match. There is no way Finn Balor is walking out of the Royal Rumble, the new Universal Champion. Doesn't mean he's not going to go in there and have a good outing, but he's not going to go in there and win. He's not going to go slay the beast. You know, the beast has already been slayed. What Finn Balor has in store for him at WrestleMania. Okay, wrestling fans, is more important than the Universal Championship ever could be at this point. Because the Universal Championship right now is a big red piece of garbage. Okay? There's nothing important about the Universal Championship. Nothing. And I think everybody that is watching me, whether you're watching me on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, would agree with me on that the Universal Championship means nothing. Nothing. Don't care if Brock Lesnar is holding on to it or not. Finn Balor. I read a report earlier today that The Undertaker has agreed to face Finn Balor at WrestleMania. Some of you might say that the Universal Championship means more than The Undertaker facing Finn Balor. I really do not care if The Undertaker has lost twice at WrestleMania. Facing The Undertaker at WrestleMania would, boom, shoot Finn Balor to the sky, then winning a meaningless Universal Championship from Brock Lesnar. That's just my take on it. Now, would he beat The Undertaker? My gut feeling says no. But Demon versus the Dead Man, Demon versus the Demon from Death Valley, I don't know. Has a pretty good ring to it. And you're not going to see that if Finn Balor beats Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. You're not. And they're not going to sign Brock Lesnar to a contract, most likely through WrestleMania, without the Universal Championship on his shoulder. What's more than likely going to happen is Brock Lesnar wins at the Royal Rumble, and we have Burn It Down winning the Royal Rumble matchup, with him going to the main event of WrestleMania to curve stomp Brock Lesnar into oblivion or a 1-2-3. And after we see that, Seth Rollins will hold up that Universal Championship and swing it around. That is what I'm seeing. That is what I see for the future in WWE over the next few months. But Finn Balor, I hope he has a good outing. I hope he has the Demon come out for Brock Lesnar. I really do. And then if he faces The Undertaker at WrestleMania, if that comes true, I hope the Demon comes out there too, because it really should be for special occasions. And the last time we saw it, he was facing Baron Corbin. And what was so special about that? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this preview and predictions of the Royal Rumble. I hope you've enjoyed Royal Rumble week so far. And if you had so far, give me that big thumbs up down below. Leave me a comment down below. Become a subscriber today. And check out anything you've missed on the channel so far. Raw and SmackDown live reviews, top 5 surprise entries into the Royal Rumble match. Tune in this coming Sunday for the review of the Royal Rumble, amongst anything else that I come up with on the channel this week. And until I see you again, catch you on the other side.